Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe, why it is as it is, and why it exists at all. The universe does not owe us a sense of justice. The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. The only way to deal with the unfreezing of the polar ice caps is to tackle the root cause of climate change, greenhouse gas emissions. One cannot really argue with a mathematical theorem. I have noticed that even those who assert that everything is predestined and that we can change nothing about it still look both ways before they cross the street. The past is a boundary, the future is a frontier. The message of this lecture is that black holes ain't as black as they are painted. They are not the eternal prisons they were once thought. Quiet people have the loudest minds. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Time travel used to be thought of as just science fiction, but Einstein's general theory of relativity allows for the possibility that we could warp space-time so much that you could go off in a rocket and return before you set out. Life would be tragic if it weren't funny. Science can lift people out of poverty and cure disease. That, in turn, will reduce civil unrest. We are in danger of destroying ourselves by our greed and stupidity. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. The human capacity for guilt is such that people can always find ways to blame themselves. We are all different. There is no such thing as a standard or run-of-the-mill human being, but we share the same human spirit. I have no desire to go to the future. Living in the present is enough for me. Life on Earth is at the ever-increasing risk of being wiped out by a disaster, such as sudden global nuclear war, a genetically engineered virus, or other dangers we have not yet thought of. Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking, and its greatest failures by not talking. The victim should have the right to end his life if he wants. But I think it would be a great mistake. However bad life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. While there's life, there is hope. The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. Work gives you meaning and purpose, and life is empty without it. My expectations were reduced to zero when I was 21. Everything since then has been a bonus. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die. I have so much I want to do first. I regard the brain as a computer which will stop working when its components fail. There is no heaven or afterlife for broken-down computers. Science is not only a disciple of reason but also one of romance and passion. Theoretical physics is one of the few fields in which being disabled is no handicap, it is all in the mind. The universe is not indifferent to our existence, it depends on it. It is not clear that intelligence has any long-term survival value. I am just a child who has never grown up. I still keep asking these how and why questions. Occasionally, I find an answer. Although I cannot move and I have to speak through a computer, in my mind, I am free. Without imperfection, you or I would not exist. I believe things cannot make themselves impossible. The only way to deal with the unfreezing of the polar ice caps is to tackle the root cause of climate change, greenhouse gas emissions. We are all now connected by the internet, like neurons in a giant brain. If you are lucky enough to find love, remember it is there and don't throw it away. People who boast about their IQ are losers. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. The idea of 10 dimensions might sound exciting, but they would cause real problems if you forget where you parked your car. The thing about smart people is that they seem like crazy people to dumb people. Not only does God play dice, but He sometimes throws them where they cannot be seen. The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. It is a waste of time to be angry about my disability. One has to get on with life, and I haven't done badly. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. I am just a child who has never grown up. I still keep asking these how and why questions. Occasionally, I find an answer. The only thing I can't do is nothing. We are all time traveling.